Hey everybody, how are you? Your old pal Jason here. Why is YouTube? YouTube just doesn't seem to like this anymore. Can I delete this? There we go. There we go. Your old pal Jason here, doing some website work today. Just thought, sitting here listening to some music, doing some repetitive nonsense. Why the hell not, right? And I need to check something because I ended up with 2 streams at the same time on YouTube for the Halloween thing, and I don't know how that happened. But it seems to be fixed now, so okay. How do I want to set these windows up? We'll go with that. It's not ideal, but it'll be fine. So, here I am. A little loud there, Jet Stingray. Excuse me. That's better. So here I am in WordPress. It's a disaster. I really don't care for WordPress. It's not my favorite. Why is my thing missing? That's concerning. I should have a thing right there. Why did that go away? Copy. This is right there. I found it. Never mind. So this is a very horrible organizational system I've got here. But basically, every game, we have a Let's Play folder, and then alphabetically, and then it's broken down by alphabetically. What was your first clue? And then each one of these has a game folder, and then each folder includes the pages. So what I do... So, working on Burning Heroes right now. Burning Heroes has 40-something episodes. How many episodes has you, Burning Heroes? 45. So, I don't even have enough. I've got 45 pages total in the Burning Files folder. I should have 48. So, we need to duplicate this 3 times. Because there's 45 episodes. There's a landing page, makes 46. There's a full playlist, makes 47. There's the review page, makes 48. Oh. Looking out, delete. So here's the landing page, the episode list. Here's an episode page. Refresh that, get everything right. And I haven't really found a great, consistent, convenient way to do this, so this is how I do it. I just make all the copies. I did get this nice duplicate plugin, which is pretty good, but I had to make some templates, and templates in WordPress are weird. Just take all of those. Episode list goes over here. Episode 10 goes over there. Now you can't see it, but over here on my other monitor, I have a window. And that window has the next 10 or so episodes. So this episode is called Capitulation, and it's episode 11. And to keep my links from getting screwed up, I have to rename a bunch of stuff. So episode 11 takes you back to the episode list, but it also has to go to episode 10 and episode 12. This is going to be 12. So 12 goes back to 11, and 10 goes forward to 11. And then 11 has to exist here. We save that. This has been updated. We can close that. I said save. Oh, it's still saving. A little slow when I have multiple tabs open. Now it's saved. Now we close. Now we come back over here to the YouTube stuff. Grab the description. There is a way to do just the link, but it doesn't always work for some reason. I don't know why. Because I do it the exact same every time, and it doesn't always work. It would be faster if it did, but it doesn't, so I gotta go pull the iframe embed thing, right? And then we save 11. Over to YouTube, we close 11. Come over here, this is number 12. Gotta jabal. That's a reference to a Fish song. A poor one, but it is. Oop. Oh, and I didn't get the link for 10 there. When I do a batch, I tend to forget one every time. Copy that. 11 goes back to 10. Now we can save 11. Close 11. 12 is... I do that every time. I go to this one instead of this one. I should just do that. Okay. 12, 12. This is not going to be terribly exciting for most people, I'm sure. But this is what I do every time I have a day off. Out and do 3 games worth. And we might do all 3. I don't know. Get rid of 12. Go to 13. Sometimes there's a lot of words and it's easier to copy paste. Alright, it's Mega Man 6 music. While we're here and music is playing, I did add a new thing. God damn it. No matter where I put it, it's going to be wrong. I did add a new thing to the Discord. I thought I said something. I did add a new thing to the Discord. Still haven't done much with that watch party thing. I'll get on it eventually. I promise. My problem, ladies and gentlemen, this is a problem I have mostly when I'm out here working on stuff like this. And look, if Phil can call streaming working, I can call this working. Anybody can make videos. God. I added a, I don't know, what do you call it? A channel in the server. I don't understand Discord terminology. But I added a thing. And that thing will, basically I set aside a channel specifically for sharing music. Because, you know, I don't like, maybe I'm weird. You remember the movie Toys? Stick with me. If you remember the movie Toys, Robin Williams movie, I believe it was LL Cool J was his brother. Or his cousin or something. I don't remember. But there's a scene when they're having dinner. And LL Cool J, he was in the military. Okay. And he's talking about how he doesn't like the food on his plate to touch, so he builds a little fort out of his mashed potatoes to keep things from mixing. Why I remember any of this, I don't know. But that's kind of how I feel about doing this stuff sometimes. It's like, I don't want the non-music channel, like the non-music stuff, to get flooded with music stuff. So let's put the music stuff over here. And I don't want this stuff to get, you know, flooded with this stuff. So let's cordon off an area and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I put up a thing and I was sitting here working on this and a song from Wander Song came on. Now, Wander Song, ladies and gentlemen, was a super fun game to play. Really enjoyed the hell out of Wander Song. And it's very funny, and it's cute, and it's clever, and it's sad, and it's definitely not Mega Man 2 music. But Wander Song was great, and the song came on, and it's called Meeting with Mom, Talking with Mom. Message from Mom. I just knew the from Mom part. That's how I find it every time. Anyway, I was listening to it like, man, this song is really good. More people need to hear this song. More people need that song soundtrack, because that soundtrack is really good. So I posted it as a post on the YouTube machine. And I thought, you know what? I should put this in the Discord too. And I went, and I didn't have a thing. We had one at the old Low Bias Gaming. We had I think we called it Jukebox. It was right next to the Yarn Barn. I don't even remember where Yarn Barn, the term came from, but we had a channel in the thing, called it Yarn Barn. And the Yarn Barn was just where anything that didn't belong anywhere else went. Kind of like, I've got a playlist on my YouTube channel called Orphans. And it's the same thing. It's just, I don't know where else to put you. You live here. One-off stuff. Ridiculous little stuff. So, anyway. That's how that works. Good. 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 Gotta check every so often, because I will forget that I did something. Or that I didn't do something. And then I have to go back and fix it. So this goes back. This is done. So close that. Keep this one open. Refresh that. Refresh that. Over to the YouTube one. We can close that. So that's 1920. 21, 22. The worst part about doing this is because the old YouTube channel got shut down. We had to re-upload everything. And a lot of it I didn't have backed up. 22. And when it got re-uploaded, it was just kind of a quick, get everything up. And so it's just a mess. The organization is terrible. 26, 27, and 28 was down here by 26. And 29 is down here by 15. And then 30. That's ActRaiser music. Yes, it is. Where is 30? Boop, boop, phone. Hi, how are you? Is that music too quiet? I feel like it's too quiet now. We'll do that. 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Okay, perfect. Okay, we good here? 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 Oh, we actually need to put the video on number 18. That would be helpful. Won't work without that. Doop. Doop. Now we can close that and go back to that. All right. All right. All right. So it'll be 19. I've been as I've been doing this, I look at, little things you don't notice initially. At least things I don't notice, because I don't really pay attention to a lot of it. Excuse me. I notice view counts sometimes. I don't go out of my way to see which videos get a lot of views and whatever, because mostly I don't care. But for example, we just added episode 19. Okay. Right? Now, episode 19, called Here Again, has 55 views. Episode 18 has 5. Episode 20 has 20. The disparity is weird. 12 has 42, 16 has 8, 18 has 5, 14 has 9. I don't know what it is about specific videos that do it, that make that happen. There are some that I, kind of sorted out a while ago, and it wasn't an intentional thing. Like, I did Brandish the other day, and there's an episode of Brandish called And She's Naked, because there's like a anime-ish nymph sprite kind of thing, and she's very much naked. She is covered, like strategic arm placement, but she is naked, and I was not expecting nudity in my Super Nintendo game, so that's what I called the episode, And She's Naked. And that episode has like 5 times the views of any other episode in the whole playlist. And it really just makes you wonder, what are you people looking up? What are you looking up that made, have you watched any? Probably you've not watched the rest of Brandish. Did you just pop in to see, oh, there's naked? Naked, huh? Somebody out there just searched for the word naked, and that video came up. That's my guess. That is my guess. Could be wrong. Probably am. But it's just weird. It's weird how some of this stuff happens. Greetings, Space Baby. So the game I'm working on now, Burning Heroes, Niketsu something or other. This is a RPG. Somebody requested it, and I don't remember who, so I apologize. Or requested or suggested. I don't remember. I think it was a little of both. I think they suggested it, and then it was their birthday. I said, hey, I'll play it for your birthday. And it ended up being very funny, because the translation, there's no official translation for this game. At least there wasn't then. I don't know about now. There wasn't then anyway. And the fan translation is very Working Designs-ish. It's just kind of silly. Some of the episode titles are lines taken directly from the game. Like, Interior Sphincter Says What? And Unaudible Soliloquy. Those were all pulled right from the game. Sexy Round Little Eyes, that's pulled from the game. Monkey Yankee, pulled from the game. Conflicting Personal Plans was pulled from the game. The World's Bungholes was pulled from the game. So, it's a funny game. It's an interesting game because it's got a chapter system, and there's like four or five, I think, main characters, and each character has a chapter. And then as you go through each chapter, they all end with you fighting Space Baby. I'm sure I'm not spoiling this for anybody, especially since this Let's Play, the second time, the re-upload was 4 years ago. Okay. So you go and you deal with Space Baby, and you got to deal with Space Baby like every time. And it just gets, there's nothing different about Space Baby anytime. He's the same Space Baby every time you deal with him. And it just, you know, after the first two, you're like, okay, I get it. And then after the third and fourth one, you're like, is there any other space babies available for me to deal with? Because this space baby is getting on my nerves. And maybe so, maybe not. So yeah, this is what I do every time I have a day off, usually first thing in the morning. Sometimes it takes all day. Yesterday it took me all day. I had two kind of long-ish games. We had Brandish, which is shorter than Burning Heroes. But then we had Breath of Fire 3, which I remembered it being a lot longer, the Let's Play, than it was. And I think it was longer in terms of time than it was in episodes, because it's only 50 episodes. Only. But I was thinking it was like 90-something, and thank God it's not. That's Dragon Quest 8. Or not 8, 11. We're going to hit 100 episodes in that, I'm positive. It's going to be a long Let's Play, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be a long Let's Play. That should be apostrophized. It's possessive. I fixed it. Don't worry about it. Ooh, why did that happen? I don't like this keyboard. I like this keyboard, but I don't like this keyboard. Oops. That could be a problem. Okay, copy 25. Look at that. I may have made one episode twice. So this keyboard, it's from Red Dragon, not Red Dragon. Could be Redragon. That's Rygar music. We talked about Rygar a few times in New Awakening. Just that bass part. The wave they used for that gives me very in Zelda gives me very Rygar vibes. Excuse me. 5, 4, 25. Once you're saved, you can go away. What was I talking about? I don't remember now. I'm easily distracted. Okay, we need to double check real quick. Make sure our episode 18, we only have one of a parasol. And we need to make sure it's correct. Yep. Okay, so had it. Very briefly did I have it, and I again lost it. Oh, yeah, so I come out here every morning that I don't go to work, and I try and do 3 of these games a day. And sometimes if they're short, like single episode ones, if I can sneak one in like before I go to work or when I come home, I do that just to get a little further ahead. And I haven't done any in a while. Like I said, some of these games really short, they go pretty quick. Other games, not so short, don't go as quick. And when I came out yesterday to start, yesterday we did Brandish, Breath of Fire 3, and Bunny Must Die. Brandish, longer than I remembered it being. Bunny Must Die, about the same. And Breath of Fire 3, still long, but shorter than what I thought. But I gotta tell you, I was doing that. I was trying to edit the Halloween stream videos and rip some CDs at the same time, and I could not keep up with myself. It was a struggle. So by the time I got to the point like, all right, I got to stop trying to multitask and I just got to focus on one thing. or this is going to take me literally forever. So I finished the CDs and the editing because I could start one and then do the other. And then by the time that was done, I got back to the website work, and I finished Brandish and Breath of Fire. And I'd been out here for like 3.5 hours by that point, and I finally said, I'm just doing this. I'm done. I'm going inside. I went inside and I had some lunch, which was leftover breakfast. I made a very good breakfast yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. It was very good. Your old pal Jason, he enjoys cooking, and haven't done a lot of it this year. Excuse me, something just the last couple weeks, I'm like, I'm going to cook. I'm going to cook something. I'm going to make something. It's going to be great. So I made this, I guess you could call it like a breakfast casserole kind of thing. I chipped some potatoes. And when I say chipped, I don't mean UK style. I sliced them thin like a potato chip. Or a crisp for our international viewers. And threw them in a pan with some butter, covered it, more to steam than to fry. While that was going, I took a couple slices of bacon and I chopped it up real nice. And then it also went in the pan with the potatoes, excuse me. And once that was done enough that the potatoes were cooked without being overcooked, I moved them to a casserole dish, and I had mixed up a couple eggs and a little tiny bit of milk, because I wasn't going for a custard or anything like that here. And I poured that in to kind of fill the gaps between the potato bacon mixture, and then some sharp cheddar cheese on top, and then that went in the oven, 375, about 12 minutes. And when it came out, oh man, it was delicious. Did I do that right? I didn't do that right. Got talking, and I was gonna forget something. So yes, it was very good. So I made that, and I had a part of that, and then I went and laid down on the couch. I slept for like an hour and a half, and then I came back out, and I finished with Buddy Must Die. But by that point, it was like 3 o'clock. Like, my entire day ruined. This is Bat and Kaitos music. Bat and Kaitos Origins music, if I believe correctly, and I don't, according to some people. Headwind during infancy, also pulled right from the game dialogue. One of these days, we did do Bat and Kaitos, Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean, which is a very good game. I enjoy that game very much. But I played Bat and Kaitos Origins first, and Origins is so much better. Like, Eternal Wings is a 8.5, 9. I'll never catch on, Puma Man. That is a Mystery Science Theater reference, pretending to be dead. But man, going from Origins to Eternal Wings was just like a huge step back. And like I said, Eternal Wings is still a really good game, but Origins just knocks it out of the park. It's so much better. The combat is better, the voice acting's better, the story's really good. A lot of the music is exactly the same, a lot of the locations are exactly the same, which is kind of cool. One of these days, we'll get around to doing it. I do have the HD versions, the remakes of both. Oh, that was a good stretch. Oh, man. And I'd prefer those just because they record easier, because I bought some for my Switch when I got my Switch, and I was gifted the Steam version before I knew I was getting a Switch. But so the voice acting in Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean, not very good. I think we can all agree on that. Light Flare, Aqua Burst. Oh boy. So bad. But the voice acting in Origins is really, really good. It's so good. But then they the remakes don't have the English voice acting in it. It's all the Japanese voice acting, which I'm sure is very good, but I don't speak it, so I can't, I can't comment on how good it is, but I really want it to be the English version because my audience is mostly English speaking. So we might end up playing the Wii version, or the GameCube version, excuse me, of Origins. Maybe I can emulate it, or I don't know. There's something to be said for all of these titles, becoming more available, widely available, multi-platform purposes, etc., etc. But sometimes in the rush, to make that happen, I feel like features get overlooked. Yeah, that's just me. And how much harder would it have been to just put in the English voice acting? I said nothing against the Japanese voice acting, but the English is so good that I feel like it I don't know. It's worth showing off how much better it is than Eternal Wings was. I wonder what happened in this episode. Living armor? What now? Why don't you heal? The way Burning Heroes works is every one of these chapters, right? We have a hero character, and we take that hero character and we go do stuff. Whether it's avenging somebody or looking for something or going somewhere or whatever. We are doing things. And is usually just one person, but it's a JRPG, so you can have a party. But to get the party, you just kind of have to wander around through town and talk to people. And they're like, yeah, I'll come with you. And most of the same people show up in every one of these chapters. And one of them is just the best healer in the game. And I don't remember his name because it looks like a lady. Dude looks like a lady, but dude is a man. In fact, there's an episode called I'm a Man, where this individual says, by the way, I'm a man. But totally, there's no discussion that leads up to someone saying anything, but it's just, I'm a man. Anyway, great character. Best healer in the game, but doesn't always heal, especially when necessary. And it's obnoxious. So I think at that point, judging by the description of that video, see, right there, 22, I'm a man. Judging by that description, I think I was pretty much over it at that point. Fine, if we all die, if that's what you want. Run into that with some of the Dragon Quest games now that they've given everybody AI control, And that's horrible. We didn't used to say it was artificial intelligence. We just said computer control. I don't remember if I refreshed that or not. I guess I did. 33, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Let's not go 40. There's an autosave. What? Why is there an autosave of that? Go away. Sometimes I don't understand. It's Final Fantasy VII music, if you didn't know. Some of the Final Fantasy VII music is pretty good. I know I am excessively critical of Final Fantasy VII, but I am for a reason. And my reason for being extra critical is I'm trying to like overcorrect for the vast amount, excuse me, of people that believe the game is totally flawless. 10 out of 10. No finer RPG ever will there be. Because it's not true. You know, it's the hill I have chosen to die on. Like, I don't hate it. I don't hate Final Fantasy VII. I hate the idea of Final Fantasy VII being flawless, because it's not. It's not perfect. It is fine. It is better than 10. It is better than 10. It is worse than 8. It has some things that are fine. It has some things that are not so fine. It has some story problems. It has some mechanic problems. It has some excuse me, execution problems. But is it a bad game? No. But it's not 10 out of 10. That's my big problem. It's like when the legend of something surpasses the something. Like Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was not a good songwriter. Johnny Cash was not a good singer. Johnny Cash was not a good guitar player. He was average across the board. And had it not been for the work of others who were better than him, giving him their work, you know, we wouldn't have known anything about him. He would have faded into obscurity. Something looks... I got off somewhere. Oh. You might notice this is stupid in quotes because that is again, pulled directly from the game. Anyway, that's my Final Fantasy VII rant. You've heard it all before. This is more Wander Song music. This is the concert you have to put on. I think my one complaint with the soundtrack for Wander Song, and it's something that I've noticed becoming a thing more regularly. Like, the music's great. But the mix is not very good, because I'm going to shut up for a minute and I'm going to turn this up. So if you listen to that, it is good. There's a lot going on. You know, it's full and rich sound. But the problem is, there's 9 different instruments playing there. Whatever. There's a lot. Okay, there's an accordion. There's a synth. There's a keyboard in there somewhere. There's drums. There's a bass guitar. Bass something anyway. All these different things are happening all at the same time, but they're all the same volume. And I've complained about this in other games before. I'm going to complain about this in Wander Song. They're all the same volume. So if you look at a waveform of it, and we could do that. We could do that. Maybe we'll do that. Let me gold wave here. Music. Game, PC, Wander Song. Now watch, proves me wrong. The performance. There. Yeah. So you may notice there's not a lot of peaks or valleys here. That's because everything's the same volume. There's no room for anything to like peek out at you. But if we open up something, we'll go back to another PC game with an excellent soundtrack. We'll go to Death's Door here, and we will pick... Oh, hell. Let's do the Inner Furnace. Now, the track as a whole is not as loud. In fact, let's pause Drill Man here. We'll just pick this section. So the track itself is not as loud, right? Even when we get to the loud part. So there's drums in the background. There's strings. There's a piano. And there's like a shakuhachi kind of whistle. There's some brass, some horns. But everything is not the same volume. So listen again, and again, I'll shut up and I'll turn this up a little bit. And you'll hear space. Where am I? Some things come in and they go out, and it sounds like you're farther away from the snare drum and all this stuff. We go back to Wander Song, and we'll just pick this section. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Is great, is a good song. I enjoy it, but I can't listen to this like I can listen to Death's Door or Spiritfarer or things like that because there's no room. This is a brick. This is a brick being thrown at your ears, and that's not pleasant. It sounds like you're standing in a circle and every musician is around you equidistant, like you're the spoke on a wheel, and it's just... Love the music, but you gotta mix better, guys. You gotta. That's all I'm saying. How far are we? Okay, we've done that. Demon stuff. Demon stuff. Okay. Copy 39 then. Doop, 39. Pointy little toes. I believe, again, that is pulled directly from the game because our main character in this segment has a thing for feet. Jason, isn't that kind of weird for a video game character to have a thing for feet? Well, a little bit. It's not the only one that I'm aware of, though. Space Adventure Cobra. He's into feet. I think there's another game I've played where that comes up. I don't remember. But, you know, video games are made by people. People have things. It's the same reason that, like, in Street Fighter, Chun-Li's thighs kept getting bigger and bigger because the guy who did the character design really liked thighs. That's all there was to it. 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that should be all of them. And there was a point in time there. I don't remember which of the Street Fighter games, because I don't pay attention to Street Fighter very much, but there was one game where it's like, oh god, is she sick? They're bigger around than a human, like an adult male. Defender of Love, also pulled from the game. One of the, like, this is so tedious and boring, but one of the things I enjoy about it is I come back to these games that I haven't looked at or played or even thought about in years, and missing a punctuation mark there. I see these things and I'm like, I vaguely remember this. I vaguely remember Defender of Love. I believe that is our hero character for this final chapter of Burning Heroes. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Defender of Love. Defender of Love. Alright. 41. Stay on page because I need to save that. That has been saved. Bling blong phone. Hello. There's a new humble bundle thingy. You guys have taken enough of my money this month. Oh no, it's November. You haven't taken any of my money this month. Well, step right up. We had some buy me's of coffees over the Halloween stream, and that might go to games. It won't go to games. Oh, pal Jason needs to buy a pickup truck. This is Dragon Quest 8 music, I believe. Dragon Quest 8 was really good. I really liked it. And if you watched it, I hope you liked it too. And if you've played it, I hope you liked it. And if you haven't watched it, I hope someday you do watch it, and I hope you like it. Because I was really hoping, going into them blind, like I had, I was really hoping that everything after 8 was going to be 8, because 8 was so good. And then 9 wasn't quite. 9 wasn't quite 8, but 9 was pretty good. And then so 10 was an MMO thing, so we didn't have anything to do with that. But then 11 came around and said, oh, you think 8 was good, huh? Well, what if we made 11 better? And then I gasped and fell off a ladder onto a fainting couch. Oh, man, my back hurts. Friday at work, I took on a task of this is Abadox music. I took on a task of cutting down some trees. So cut down, processed, and hauled off 4 trees. So we had these dead trees. So that was literally my whole day Friday. I thought I was going to take most of the morning, but ended up taking all day. Because some of them it took a lot longer to get them processed than I was planning. And when I say processed, if you don't know what I mean, is you've cut the tree down, it's laying on the ground. You've got to go and you've got to take that tree and you've got to section it out, cut it up into smaller pieces, logs, etc. And to do that, first you usually limb it. You take off all the limbs. I see you. Flaming narrative RCK. That's not helpful. And Twitch really has, like, one of the worst moderator interfaces. I really don't like their dashboard. It's so hard to find anything. YouTube's used to be better than it is. It's getting worse, but I don't know what they're doing. I'm not going to go on a whole Phil rant here and say, those idiots don't know how to run a business. If only they would listen to me, 40-something-year-old man who's afraid to leave his house, who claims to have a business degree. Who's filed for bankruptcy. If only they'd listen to me, I could tell them how to run their business. This is Hot Tin Roof. Cat that wore a fedora. This game had some pretty good music. This is not a great game, though. It had some problems. Just having to use, you had a gun, and the gun shot bullets because that's what they do. But in this instance, there's no combat. It was all problem solving. So you had to use one bullet to knock things over, and another one was a grapple bullet to pull you into things, and another one lets you jump, and this, that. It was an interesting idea, but I didn't think the execution was particularly good. So somewhere along the way, and I say we, because I include you guys in all my bad decisions, just decided this is Okage music. Like, we're just going to cheat. We're going to infinite ammo and no reload. And we got through the game eventually, but there was a lot of just using the gun to fly across the screen. Oh, right here. Look. We won the video game. Mephisto picked a good game. Mephisto was the person who suggested Burning Heroes. So, if you're still around, Mephisto, well, a lot of everybody, that's a word I used. A lot of people, you know, kind of, you fall off after a while. And there's been so many changes with, for as long as I've been doing this. You know, started solo YouTube and then ended up doing the County Line Gaming thing and then left that and then branched off to do other things and ended up with Low Bias Gaming stuff and then back to solo. Basically, I think what we've learned is I do not play well with others. We have a user. I'm not going to look at that on this window because there might be an email address attached to that, and I don't want to dox anybody. Sounds questionable. Got an interesting email address. The domain I'm not familiar with. Temporary email addresses. Developer testing or to avoid spam. Well, I will approve you. But I'm watching you. Like our good buddy King Cobra JFS once said, got my eye on you. And also over here. He never said that. Good old Cobra. All right. That is Burning Heroes done. That's Final Fantasy music. Mark that off the list. Next is Captain Silver. Captain Silver is a difficult game for me to find any information on because, number one, it wasn't very popular because it's bad. I played the NES version. But the other problem is the NES version, I think of all of the versions, because there's an arcade, either a Master System or a Genesis, the NES version, and I think there's another one. And of all of them, the NES one seems to be the rarest. So when I look for anything about it, I can't find it. So eventually, you're seeing a review here. Eventually, I'll have a review for all the games that I've played. But for now, I don't. Right? But it's going to be there. Some of them already have. I couldn't tell you. I think I'm up to AM2R, maybe? Game boxes. See, I need to figure out how to sort these alphabetically. Because as I was going along, I was just adding them as I needed them. Because we were, you know, trucking along, and then I think I got to E, and then I started the Zelda playthrough, so we did L, but it won't alphabetize. I need to figure out how to do that. Oh, right there. Oh, no. Gotta pay for that. Jesus Christ. Where were we? See, Captain Silver. Captain Silver. Don't put a caption or it puts the caption right there, and I don't want the caption. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. What a guy. What a guy is that Jack Avery. That's how I know his name. It's right there. So, playlist. Captain Silver. Let me grab this. There. Come here. Paste that. Paste that. That's enough out of you, Volcano. What's this? It's more Spiritfarer? I think that's Spiritfarer. Almost positive. It's a little game I play with myself. And I know I shouldn't be talking about playing with myself on the internet, but too late now. Speaking of Phil, no. I've been saying for a while that he was going to get to the point where he just started paywalling games. And we hit that much sooner than I thought we would. Copy that. Close that. We can close that. Over here to full playlist. Put in the link. Save. We add the episode titles. There's only 6, so we only need 2 rows of 3. A different kind of hero. I was talking about this keyboard earlier. That's what it was. I got this keyboard. Oops. Because I was getting tired of getting crappy keyboards. And so I bought this one, and I spent a little bit of money on it. Not a ton. Like, I have a really hard time, like, spending more than, like, 50, 60 bucks on a keyboard. I just don't think it's worth that. But I think I spent that on this one. It's a, like I said, it's a Red Dragon. It's, aluminum. And type's great. Everything about it's great, but just the feel of it is really weird to me. and I lose my place a lot. And I don't know why. It's only been this keyboard. And I swear to God, it's only been this keyboard. I'm not just a bad typer. I mean, I am, but it's worse with this keyboard. Okay, so what did we did there? What did we did? We got the playlist page done and linked. We got the review page done and linked. We added a link back to the episode list on the episode page, and we have the episode list done. Okay? So there's 6 of these. So when I make my 6 duplicates of this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let these finish. Now, every one of these duplicates is going to have the link back to here on it, and I don't have to add that every single time. So now we can close these, refresh this, Final Fantasy music. See, I've got a system. I don't know if it's the best system, but it's my system. It's my special purpose. You're supposed to be over here. You're supposed to be over here. And then we come over here to YouTube. Right here. Videos. Oh no, sneak peeks of Dragon Quest XI. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back over here. Game has long titles. Why did I do that? That was dumb of me. So, one of the things WordPress does that I don't care for is this automatic slug thing. And what that is right here. This is the link to the page. So if you go to this address, jasonsgroovemachine.com/a different kind of hero, ep1, the reason I did it that way, because if you have anything at all, anywhere in your WordPress thing that shares a name with anything else, it's going to do a little hyphen thing, like over here. This is page title episode 3, because there's a title episode already. So there's a title episode. There's a title episode 1, title episode 2, title episode 3. And I hate that. It drives me nuts because I don't want all that extra crap. And I couldn't figure out what the hell was causing it. Well, what it was doing, then we'll use Captain Silver as an example here. My Captain Silver thumbnail was named Captain Silver. So if I made a page called Captain Silver, after the thumbnail was uploaded, this was now Captain Silver 2. Even though the thumbnail is wholly different, wholly separate, it had the same name. So I had to go back and redo all of my thumbnails. So I'm doing the episodes like this instead of just a different kind of hero, no number. Because later on, especially when we start getting to like Mega Mans and stuff like that, if we get 2 episodes with the same title, it's going to put that -1, -2, whatever. And I don't want that. So this was a way I came up with to mitigate that. So unless I have 2 different games with the same episode title and the same episode number, which I think is going to be rare. Star Tropics music. Which is going to be rare. We shouldn't run into that problem. I don't think that's something I've done. Whoa, what's going on there? I must have hit a thing. I didn't mean to hit a thing. I'm sorry. This is Spiritfarer music. I know that one for sure. We can save that. So when we get through Captain Silver, we will do Castle in the Darkness, and I think that'll be the end of the stream, because I've got some Dragon Quest XI I need to work on. Since I didn't really get much of a opportunity to record yesterday, I'd like to do... I did finally get 2 episodes done, but it was like... I think I finished at 10 o'clock last night, and I don't like working out here that late. Not on games, anyway. Anyway. I would like to probably get 4 episodes done today. Will I? I don't know, but I'd like to. Kind of, we're end game, really. I'm to the point in the recording where I can go and make our final approach to the big baddie. But the game is throwing like Chrono Trigger style quests at me. Like, there's a young boy over in this town who's having bad dreams. You must go help him, luminary. And so you do, and then you pick up your magic shell phone. Not kidding. That's not what it's called, but that's what it is. You pick up your magic shell phone, and you call the lady. And she's like, now there's an old man over here who's having trouble with his bursitis. Will you go help him? Chrono Trigger music. That was an easy one. I just need to finish that too. God. When we were doing the Halloween stream, I was looking for specific music in the playlist and it wasn't there. I thought, well, what the hell? Did I not finish? Did I not put that game in specifically? And I went and looked, and no, I just stopped. I didn't put all the music in that I wanted to. So that's the thing I need to work on. That's so much to do. And it's my own fault. You know, I don't have to do this. I don't have to play video games for the internet. I don't have to stream. I don't have to any of that. But I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the work aspect of it even a little bit, you know. I'm not one of these people that constantly has to have something that's broken to go and fix it, which I have been accused of before, and I'm not. I would like everything to be done just so it's done. But the problem is I started doing a lot of this stuff so late that it just, there's an awful lot of setup. An awful lot. Oops. Awful lot. Like, and had I not left Low Bias Gaming, like this would be much easier. But I left because, you know, I was really the only one doing anything anymore. Like Ragnat's got real busy and Coolio wasn't available, and I don't know what happened with Jade. Jade just kind of vanished. And Scarlet would still participate when he could participate, but he was moving and he got a new job and, you know, wife and kids, and stuff shifts. You know, your priorities change. And ain't nobody gonna be upset about that. Especially me. You know, there. Captain Silver done. Give it a refresh. Let's give this a refresh. Let's look at it. Perfect. Close that. I just thought, you know, because one thing that happened forever ago back in the County Line gaming days, same thing. Like a lot of people just had other stuff. Life came up and they needed to deal with it. And, you know, I had life stuff come up and I was dealing with mine, but I also kept doing this. This is not a stab at anybody from over there. It's like, well, you can make time to do this. Come on. Because what we had all decided kind of way back then was, you know, just 1 or 2 videos a week. You know, that was it. That was all you had to do. Just 1 or 2 a week. Plenty. And after, like, some people didn't upload anything for a couple months. Dragon Quest. You know, because I'm still uploading, and I'm still trying to upload consistently. Then I start getting emails and messages and things like, what happened to so-and-so? What happened to so-and-so? Why isn't so-and-so doing anything? Did they leave? Was everything okay? Did this happen? Did this happen? Like, I can't tell you, man. They were here, now they're not. I don't know. And when that kind of started to happen again at Low Bias Gaming, I thought, you know, I just need to go and do my own thing and let everybody else do their own thing. It wasn't, you know, there was nothing like, I'm upset at this person and we had a fight and Julio and I aren't speaking anymore. You know, it was never anything like that. Jade called me fat. What a jerk. You know, it wasn't anything like that. It's just, I'm doing an awful lot of work here for this group that people just keep flaking off on. And like I said, I get it. Stuff happens. People get busy. Life happens. Things happen. It's totally fine. 16 episodes. I thought, I'm not going to be the only one pulling this cart, as it were. Which is a shame, because it was a lot of fun, and a lot of people did put in an awful lot of work. Like Coolio, good lord, Coolio, ladies and gentlemen, he built a CMS for us for that website. He built it from scratch. Like he built a Low Bias Gaming version of WordPress. It was amazing. Like I couldn't do that. I don't even know how to start with that. I need to figure out how to do that because I've got to build a database thing for work and I have no idea how to do it. But, you know, you don't just do that because you're bored. He put in so much effort into that. And then, you know, it just kind of fell apart. And I felt bad for him. Alright, that's enough of that. Goonies music is better. I think the plan even was we called the CMS Pixel Cat. Because somewhere along the way, while we were working on the website, I found this little image of a pixel cat. Right there. So I'm like, I like that. It's non-attributable. We can just grab it and use it. So I'm going to take it, and I just stuck it in there. Pixel Cat approved. And so when Coolio built this CMS thing for us, he named it Pixel Cat. Right there. See? Bigglesworth. Hasn't been updated since 2018, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I loved what he did with this. I think it looks great. I'm a person who likes a very minimalist kind of look. I don't like it when you go to a web page and you can't tell what's article or ad because it's so just bleh. You know, there's so much crap just crammed in there. We had like all of this cool stuff. And Top Shelf, I think this was a Coolio thing. He built this video game library thing. How just, man. But like, this is like, I had the idea for the sections, which is why it's very similar to what's on my website. And I kind of had an idea of the design, and Coolio just made it work. Because I don't know anything about doing any of this. I don't know. I made these because these randomize. I made those, but that's not hard to do. I mean, I am not a graphics artist, ladies and gentlemen. But like, this is PlayStation 1 games. This is Super Nintendo games. That's Kirby games. I think there's a Metroid one somewhere. Sega games. Anyway. So if you like, I want to see Coolio Let's Plays. Boom. There's Coolio Let's Plays. And this is very similar to what we have on my site, because it's the same idea. I want to watch Coolio play Panoply of Calatia. Boom. There it is. There's a full playlist. Here's all the episodes. This is great, by the way. You should watch this. It's really good. And this was so much easier to set up, because the way Coolio, genius that he was... Oh, all mine are gone. Except the group stuff. The way he built this was you put in, like, this. That highlighted bit right there, the playlist ID. You enter that, and it would auto-populate, and then you could just click and drag, or not click and drag, but you could sort by, you sort your episodes manually, unless they're sorted appropriately in the playlist. And it was just so quick and so easy, and you'd get, let's go back to Panoply here. There's Mega Man's. That one was hard. The Mega Man one. Go back to Panoply. You click on this. Boom. Here's the video. Here's the description. Here's the links. It's just great. It's great. I miss this. If I could make this work instead of WordPress, I would have done it. But I don't know if that was doable or not. Anyway. Sorry. We got all caught up and it was emotional. Sorry, Katamari. Well, it's Castlevania, but which one? This is Order of Ecclesia. Alright, so we need... There are 16 episodes of Castle in the Darkness, so I need 16 of these. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we wait for all of them to load, and we close all of them. And then we're done! Hooray! 2 hours, probably. Close. Multiple tabs to the right. Refresh this. Oh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know why 8. Just 8. So back to YouTube. Spell it right would help. In the dankness. Oh yeah, that's most definitely what's up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Coolio, if you're watching this, and you want to make that CMS thing work for me, let me know before I do too many more of these, would you? I'll redo what I've already done. That's fine. Because we just started the C's. But, you know, you can save me probably weeks of work. Why, it's Zelda. The Adventures of Lunko. What makes me mad about that New Awakening stream we just did is that I thought I locked us out of a dungeon And when I got back to the dungeon, I still couldn't figure out the stupid puzzle. So we weren't locked out. We did not have to start over. Yeah, it goes there. I had enough Zelda in my life lately. Ooh, this is more Bat and Kaitos. Where's my volume? Yeah, this is such a pretty soundtrack. It's a pretty game. I was very late to getting a GameCube. I didn't get a GameCube till after I bought a Wii. And I know it's like, what the hell you do that for? Because I wanted one. That's why, because I wanted one. But I remember, like, the GameCube. The GameCube sucks. It's so wimpy. It's so weak. If you want something, you got to get you an Xbox or a PlayStation. Like, yeah. I played an Xbox. I didn't really love it. And I guess PlayStation's fine. But I started playing this, Origins, because it was one of the first GameCube games I owned. And it just... gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The graphics and the backgrounds and the music, everything about it is so pretty. And then I finally get around to playing Final Fantasy X, and it's the HD remaster on PC. Like, it's not as pretty. It's not as pretty. It looks worse than Bat and Kaitos. Even the first Bat and Kaitos, which is, you know, we discussed, has its problems. What the hell am I doing? I'm screwing everything up. I need a link to number 2 to go there. I need a link to number 4 to go there so we can save this. That can go away. We need a link to number 4 here. How did I screw that up? Alright, we'll come back to that. Give me a link, number 3, to go there. Okay? Save that. I don't know if you're listening to the music very much, but this also has space. Everything's a little forward, but there's still room. Everything has room to exist in. And for me, and I've said this a million times, and I'll say it a million more times, but for me, that makes it so much more interesting to listen to. Because I can be sitting here doing this, not talking to you guys, which is talking to myself, let's be honest. And I'll something in the background of the music will catch my ear that didn't before. And then I can, like, zero in on that, and I can focus on that. Trying to do it right now. Like there's a piano just playing chords. Arpeggiated chords sometimes. Okay. I'm really screwing this one up. I'm paying too much attention to the music. But the piano, it's barely there. Right? And if this is one of those other games we were talking about, that piano would be as front and center as everything else. And that just, it's not the same. It just works really well. That's 5 minutes. That's a 5-minute track. Did that seem like it was 5 minutes to you? Didn't to me. Okay. This is Brandish music. Brandish has good music. Yeah, it's like everything in this is roughly the same volume level. But they've made better use of the spaces and the panning. If you listen real close, you'll hear there's a keyboard part. And it kind of pan echoes a little bit between right and left channel. It's like it's not so much pan echo. It's like it's doubled, but the higher octave is on one side than the other. No, I'm stuck listening to that. I'm sorry. We got work to do. Where the hell are we? 6. Okay, 6. 7. Now I need 7. That's how numbers work. They go up until you stop thinking about them. Then they stop. Once you stop thinking about numbers, they stop getting bigger. Speaking of music, I have gone on record, and I will continue to say that the Sega Genesis has some very good music on the console, on the system. But, and this is something else I don't get, you know, oh, the Genesis is so much better than the Super Nintendo. Well, it can do graphics a little faster. But the music sucks. Like, the sound chip is terrible. I do not enjoy hearing music on a Sega system because it just sounds really overly bright, almost to the point of being harsh. And it's just very, you know, kind of general MIDI-ish. I don't like it. Anyway, that's 1 through 8. That's half of that. So let's come over here and open the other half of the videos. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We need to get the link for number 2. Put it right there because I somehow broke that. That. Refresh that. Refresh this again just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Aha. So this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think what I liked about the music in Brandish There's a lot of good music in Brandish. There's a lot of bad music in Brandish. Brandish doesn't have very many mediocre tracks. They're either really good or really bad. But what I like about it is it's really good at setting the atmosphere. This is very good, like, dungeon crawler, you know, explore the dank, dark underworld music. Because it's mysterious. So you don't know. I forgot to grab this link. It's mysterious and it's a little spooky. But it's almost a little relaxing at the same time. Like, be on the lookout, but it's not going to get worse till later. And oh man, does Brandish get worse later. Oh boy. That last boss. That last boss is just Portrait of Ruin? Yes. That last boss is just nightmare inducing. It's just so many things. I forgot to get the link to number 9. God damn it. When you guys see me screw up, let me know, so I don't look like a complete idiot after the fact. I'd rather look like an idiot in the moment. I think I got off on my little operational internal flow chart here. This soundtrack I like. It's not my favorite Castlevania soundtrack because there are things about it. It's very synthy. It's synthy in like the Transformers movie, like the good one. It's got a lot of that kind of synthy vibe to it. I don't hate it. I just feel like it's out of place in a Castlevania game. There we go. I think I'm back on track. Making progress. That's what we like to see. That's what I don't do enough of in some games. Yeah, look at that. Much better. Just gotta wait for the video to open so I can grab the embed code. That takes a minute. Almost did it again. Almost screwed it up. We're fading out. I was about to skip it. Like, okay, it's enough of that. But yeah, we're fading out. This is Toem. Toem. Hidden gem, I'd say. That game was great. Really simple, but good graphics. Great soundtrack. You know, not much in terms of like story. Just go and take some pictures. Just a nice chill little game. Just go and take some pictures. Come back when you're done. It was perfect. And there's a second one. To be announced. Well, it's announced that it's coming. But we're gonna play it. Absolutely, we're gonna play it. I don't mind if a game wants to get arty. And I feel like games like this are, you know, borderline that. They don't all have to be about beat up the aliens, save the princess, whatever, whatever. You know, go beat up Hitler. Which is an important one. You know, I'm on board with that one. That's more of a Scarlet vibe than a me vibe. I mean, the gameplay. I don't do the FPS games much. But you know what? Sometimes you just want to go take some pictures, man. And I'm okay with that. And then as I'm finishing up the last of the Castle in the Darkness episodes, like, and sometimes I want to play a freaking hard game about poking a wizard with a stick. Sometimes I just want to do that. Let's refresh that. Close those. Don't see any blank pages. Nope. Save that. We can close that. Refresh that. Look at the page. Yep. There we go. So we just finished. Oh, gotta fix those. I had to delete them to get around that slug thing I was telling you about earlier. So we need to go to media. Come over here. Need to go to thumbnails. B. Site stuff. Game thumbs. B. Re-add Burning Heroes. And then C. We need to re-add that. That is not how you spell Castlevania. That's better. Add those. There's more Dragon Quest music. So this is Burning Heroes. Copy. Paste, paste. Thumbnail. Paste. Duplicate that tab, please. Pages. I forget this every time because I'm so excited to be done. Like, oh, thank God. I could stop and go on to other things. I don't have to do this. Okay. Thumbnail done. Letter C. So we can close this. So it'd be helpful if I could spell. Grab our Castle in the Darkness episode page. Paste it. Update done. Now the reason I do this, I'll show you here in a second. Grab our Captain Silver link. Paste that there. Now we need to go to my galleries. Let's go in the random. None of these were live streamed, so I don't need to worry about that. Open B, open C. Every Let's Play I've ever done ends up in the random LP folder. We add those, update that. We'll look at that in a second. B, we need to add burning heroes. Date. C, we need to add those two and update. These are sorted automatically, alphabetically. This one is random. So if we visit the home page, this is where it pulls from those. And as you see, when you hover over them, it tells you what game it is. I don't know why that one's so much smaller. Let's look into that. Should be the same size. X. Normal, dark, none, push. Did I want push? I was doing fade on all of those. Oh, it's here. That's where we were doing that. So, random, hover effects. Normal, dark, none, push. Normal, dark, none, push. No icon, default. Huh. General. 150. 115, that's fine. Max to show 1, normal. Custom URL. Play. Oh. What if we did that? Update that. Sometimes I don't look through a lot of these because almost all these plugins are like, and if you give us money, then you can get like the other one. You can have the ability to sort by alphabetical, but you gotta pay for that. Aria of Sorrow music. I know that chippy. Hey, look at that. Perfect. I know that chippy Game Boy Advance music anywhere. Mega Man 1 music. Right, so, and I did that because I got a ton, right? I got a bunch of Let's Plays. And I just thought, maybe somebody doesn't know what they want to watch. I do that sometimes. Let's just go pick something at random. I just don't know why it's so much bigger here than it is there. For default caption, none, no. Oops. Hover. Oh, let's try that. Maybe the alignment was screwing it up. Nope. That could be because it's a carousel, I guess, but I don't think that would make a difference. Hover, default, none, caption, no. Hover, default. Ah. Nope. Maybe we need a Control F5 for that one. Nope. Weird. That's weird. I don't know. Anyway, time to make a post about all the new stuff and call it good. Site update 11/2/2025. This week we've got brand new episodes of New Awakening and Dragon Quest 11. Also added to the site are the following: Blue Fire, did last weekend. Oh, Teal Lotus, Bomberman Quest, Brandish, Breath of Fire 3, Bunny Must Die, Killer 7 music, Burning Heroes, Captain Silver, Castle in the Darkness. Turn that down a little bit. We also had the Halloween stream, which is available on YouTube currently. Currently available on YouTube only. Maybe it'll make its way over here someday. Not sure about that. It was fun. The games were different. Yeah, that's it. We need our featured image. Season update. Update. Speaking of streaming, our next stream on November 3rd will be Gal Guardians, which was a donated game. Thanks very much for that. You know who you are. Okay. November. Publish. And any second, we'll get a noise from Discord. Oh, no, because OBS is running. We won't. Okay, there we go. Well, thanks, everybody. Hope that wasn't horrible for you. It was nice to get it done. We'll go watch some new Dragon Quest, and we'll see you next stream, Monday night.